Well, let's get started. I want to talk about one topic here, and it's about skyrocketing your growth. Um, and let me share the right screen. Cool. All right, we run these monthly webinars around specific topics that can help real estate and the real estate industry, real estate agents like yourself, and especially with Highnote. And let me know in the chat if you're not a Highnote user or if you are a Highnote user. That would be great. So let us know what your status is as a Highnote user so I know how to speak to you. But the name of our talk is Unstoppable Growth. Skyrocket your business in a tough market. Great, great, great. All right. And let's get started. So if you stay to the end, we're going to give away this free guide. It's the advanced system to winning listings. It's about how to design your pre-listing presentations and follow-up listing presentations, and all the sections that you need to have a great presentation to close. There's also an offer in there to get a guide for a buyer presentation, which is a very similar guide, but focused on grading great buyer presentations, which everyone needs today. All right. So just stay to the end for that. We'll give that away. And I just wanted to let you know, for those that don't know me, I'm an agent. And I was a #2 condo agent in San Francisco. And I built a brokerage. I grew a brokerage to one of the top 250 brokerages in the US in just 5 years. Top 250 doesn't sound so great sometimes, but in 5 years is really great. It was very fast. It was about $1 billion in sales back in the day. And we sold this to Realogy, now known as Anywhere, and they wanted to build a new brand that would target millennials, tech-savvy people, and urban markets. After that, I moved on to Highnote. But in the interim, we taught hundreds of agents how to win. I was not a real estate agent by training. I was an electrical and computer engineer, and I became a real estate agent. And I learned from scratch how to be a great agent. And I'm going to teach you a bunch of some lessons that I learned during a slow time, such as now, and hopefully some of these tips can be helpful. Now, this is a chart of home sales in the US. These are the number of home sales in the US. Now you see 2006, if you guys were around during that time, was a boom time. And then recently in 2000, 2001, 2002 was a boom time as well. I got my license here, right, when everyone else was. It was super hot, super great time to get into real estate. And so I jumped in as well. But the market started coming down, and everyone would call it a crash. It started crashing. And if you look at today, these number of sales are about as low as the previous crash or the Great Recession. And coincidentally enough, when I got my license in 2006 and the market really started dipping, we saw the dip as an opportunity. And at that time, when it dipped, is when we started our brokerage. And I'll tell you, it was the best thing that I ever did. And I see a similar opportunity today for many people, because the market is so much slower than it recently was. But what I would like to say is that now is a great time to plant seeds that will, when the market does recover, as we know it will, you'll be in a great position to take advantage of the recovery. So this was our first real estate brokerage office. It was a dingy live-work loft in the South of Market area of San Francisco, which is, if you read the news articles, it's exactly as it sounds. It says in the news articles, it's empty. 60% of the businesses are gone. Drug addicts, lots of crime, homeless all around. But when I go to when I go to that area and neighborhood, I see opportunity. It's a great time to get started and to ramp up your business, or plant seeds to ramp up your business at this time. So the theme that I'm going to talk about is upgrading. And upgrade what, right? Well, upgrade everything. Upgrade your iPhone's operating system, but upgrade all your systems, all your processes, upgrade your marketing, all facets of your marketing, and really take the time to reinvent your marketing, reinvent your sales process, reinvent all your systems. Because why? You have the time now, and you always wanted to do it. You always wanted to change, get a better headshot, get a better website, get a better, do more marketing, figure out a new marketing angle, get a better presentation, listing or buyer presentation. Now's the time to do it, especially as we run into the holiday season. And one really convenient way to think about your business, and a lot of agents don't think about it this way, is think about it like a sales funnel. Who thinks of it? Who does not think of your business as a sales funnel? Who is not familiar with the sales funnel concept? Please enter in the chat. Let me know. Lisa was telling me agents don't understand the sales funnel concept. So I'm kind of curious, who on this call understands the sales funnel concept or does not understand it? Message in the chat if you can. Not familiar. Good. Good. Lindsay understands it. Keep going. I would love to hear more. Okay. Well, if I assume there's some people on here who are not familiar, just started taking a digital marketing class. Fantastic. Keep going. Who else? Anyone else? It'd be good to know, so I know how much time to spend on this concept. Understood. Got it. Okay. Keep chatting, and as I talk, I would love to hear. Good. So in real estate, you have a funnel, right? And winning listings or winning buyers, you have a top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. Top is visibility, your awareness, authority for your brand. Who are you? How are you becoming getting into people's brains as someone that does real estate? Where do they see you? Where do people see you? Do they see you on some billboard? Do they see you on your A-frames? Do they see you in a magazine? Do they see you on Zillow? Where did people see you? Right? So that's the top of the funnel. And when they see your name, maybe they're searching on YouTube for buying real estate in Denver, and they see your name, you see your video up there. They're not, at that point when they're searching, they're not going to engage with you as a real estate agent yet, right? So the idea is, how do you get into people's brains such that when they are ready to work with you, they remember you. So that's top of funnel. Social media is another way. Traditional advertising, magazine ads, etc. Whatever way you can be in front of people, in some way, maybe going to your school, your son's school or daughter's school, maybe taking out ads in a magazine or a newspaper, whatever it is in your area. That's what the top of the funnel is. The middle is, how do you actually capture those people and allow them to communicate with them, right? They want you to communicate with them. So that's the middle of the funnel, capturing these leads. Are they watching a YouTube video and then signing up for your newsletter? Are they watching your YouTube video and subscribing for more content? Are they following you on social media? Are they signing up for your market newsletter? Are they going to your website and signing up for tips on recipes for the holidays? Whatever it is, how do you get their email or phone number to stay in touch with them. And then the bottom of the funnel, which is how do you turn these leads into customers? How do you turn that email and phone number into an interested buyer, or a seller, right? Into a buyer or seller when they're interested in buying and selling. So it's all of these parts of the funnel that you need to build out as a real estate agent. And of course, as you know, it's endless and nonstop. And you still have to sell real estate and get on top of the market and be familiar with the market. So you have to figure out ways to be smart in building out all these stages of the funnel. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So these are all the stages: awareness, lead capture, and converting, right? And I put in parentheses, being a great agent is a great way to convert. And we'll talk about that a little bit too. Now, top of the funnel, as I said, advertising, social media, networking. Networking is a great way to be top of funnel. A-frames is a fantastic way. Open houses, being out there at every single open house. Farming is a great way. And of course, doing things like having videos on YouTube, having great websites, SEO, many, many ways that you could be on top. Middle, farming is another way, right? You have their mailing address and you're sending them postcards, etc., newsletters. Property management is a great way. Doing rentals, open house lead capture is another great way. Educational seminars, so really thinking about how to capture these leads. And then the bottom of the funnel. How do you turn the bottom of the funnel into listing appointments or buyer appointments? Now, when I'm going to tell you another story. I don't know if you're familiar with this story or not, but a lot of people, I do talk about this story. Now, there's a little funnel and there's a big funnel. When we started out as a brokerage, we were the little funnel. The bigger funnel were the big dogs in town. And there were not Compass, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, companies like Pacific Union, companies that have been around a very long time, sometimes 100 years. And in the beginning, we weren't we weren't the big funnel. We weren't the top agents, and we weren't around for decades. We weren't the most experienced, and we hadn't been around for a century, right? We were new, and we were always at a disadvantage. So we had to figure out a way to overcome this height differential and funnel differential. And so realizing this and understanding how big your funnel is and how big your competitors' funnels are is crucial in understanding, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many less leads than this person, and I need to figure out how to either increase the number of leads so that I can have a bigger funnel, or convert more of these leads so that I can be more effective with the leads I do have. And that's what we focused on primarily, was focusing on the listing and lead conversion. And of course, every time I say listing, I also mean buyers. So, always focus on this, because if you spend all your time and money buying leads, getting leads into your funnel, and you're not converting them, and you're just letting them waste, that is a waste of time and waste of money. The best way to increase your business is to convert more of these leads so that your close rate is higher. So like I told you, we had fewer leads. So increase your close rate, right? And you think, oh, it sounds so simple, Mark. Well, it is kind of simple. And it just takes a change in attitude and a change in mentality, and a change in your presentation, right? In your buyer presentation and your listing presentations. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Now, another thing you really should think about is, your specialty. What is your specialty? And what are you going to be, what are you going to be known for, right? Now, if you've been in the business a while, you're already known for something. If you're new or growing, you need to get known for something. Are you just going to be another agent out there, or are you going to be someone different in your marketplace? And if you don't have that now, think about what angle you could have to be a specialist. And when I started, I decided I was going to be a specialist in one particular neighborhood in town, and I became the number one agent in that neighborhood. I did everything I could to be known as number one in that market place. And I did everything from moving in to the neighborhood to obviously living there, spending all my time there so that people see me all the time. And I became the most visible agent in that neighborhood. And just doing that alone really allowed me to propel my business. So what is your specialty? Are you going to be the tech savvy agent? Are you going to be the agent for downsizers, people that are retiring? Are you the agent for first-time buyers? Are you the new development agent? Are you the condo agent? Who are you? And if you don't have a niche, or if you don't have some sort of specialty, you really need to find one, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to close, close buyers and sellers on why you versus the competition. So come up with something. You could have a different look. You could have a different image. You could have maybe you're the one with the most reviews, or you're the one with the most sales. Those are very hard to obviously accomplish overnight. So you need to have some sort of tweak in your image, its positioning. And that's something that is, quote, easier to do than saying I need the most testimonials or the most sales. So really try to figure out what your specialty is. And then zig when they zag. If everyone is going one way, you need to go another way. So because otherwise you're just going to be with the herd, with the school of fish all running in the same direction. So you need to figure out another angle that you're going to stand out with, because if you're going to run with the herd and you're going to swim with all the other fish, you need to be a bigger fish, right? You need to be bigger and better than the rest. You need to be able to swim faster than the rest of the fish. So you got to think about how are you going to be different? How are you going to zig when you zag? And the other way to think about it is, look, you can't be great at everything, right? But you are world class at something. So go figure out what that is, and it's how you win, right? Are you good on video? Then shoot a lot of videos. Are you good in social media? Then do more of it. Are you a techie? Then do a lot of tech, and focus on that. So don't try to be everything to everyone, because once you do that, you'll be nothing to everyone. And so we knew who we were at Climb and Highnote. We know who we are, and we focus and double down on that, and we're proud of who we are. And that's how you differentiate yourself and stand out in a crowded marketplace. Now, this is another great quote. You don't need millions of dollars, nor millions of customers, millions of clients, nor millions of fans. You really only need 1,000 true fans, right? And in real estate, that's, be good to your clients, stay in touch with your clients, be a great agent to them, be of great service, because those testimonials, those relationships are going to be building your business over time. So really, really double down on your fan base, which is your existing lead and client list. And so really, really try to focus on that, and shake the tree, see if you get referrals from those customers and those people. Um, you know, another thing, another tip that, we learned when we were doing real estate was we were strategic in our buyers and sellers. We were stacking our experience. And if you see the left here, this is what your experience looks like. You have one sale on the bottom, and then you have another on top and another on top, and you're building your portfolio and your resume. And so what we did was, these listings, you really got to think about them as they build on themselves. If you do one listing in one part of town, having another listing in that part of town only helps your close rate for more listings in that part of town. So really think about where you take listings. Don't just take them randomly all over the city. Because if you take one all the way across town and you live or specialize on another side of town, that's only going to take your focus away. And I know it's very tempting in this time to try to chase listings and chase money, but it's just going to divert your attention away. And in the short term, you might be better closing that one listing all the way across town, but in the long term, you're really going to hurt yourself because you're not going to be able to be focused and specializing. So, be strategic. Your sales experience really needs to stack. And I was this bottom bar here, this top bar with a long list of clients and leads. And I was just really focused on building my portfolio in one area. And that paid off dividends. And then when you do have listings, you really have to milk it now. Don't just put it on MLS and sell it. You need to put it on MLS and put it on everything you can and really milk it. Use it as a marketing vehicle. A lot of agents don't do this enough. They sell it and they're one and done, and they're off, right? But you need to have this listing stay on as long as possible. And I don't mean just on MLS. I mean on your website, on your social media, on your profiles, everywhere, your email signature. You really need to use listings as your marketing vehicle. The best listing agents are the most prolific and relentless marketers. Um, you have to make one listing look like 1,000 by multiplying it with tons of marketing, and tons of ideas. Send just sold cards multiple times, have multiple open houses for this listing, and really push and promote it, especially if you have just like one listing right now. Or you really got to multiply your listings so that you look, you're getting more exposure for you and your brand. And you got to find a way to leave the marketing up online forever. So you put it on MLS, it's going to disappear. So you make sure you got to get it as a sold somewhere and on every possible platform that you can think of, and have it live forever, because Google and SEO will take this and it will multiply over time. And I think a lot of agents really just think of their listings as a way to get paid, but really use your listing as a market. It's a license to market, right? Your sellers want this and buyers will see this. So make sure you do a ton of marketing. And then guess what? Neighbors will too. They may not want to sell today because of interest rates, but they will. And when interest rates recover, right? So you need to take time now to invest in your marketing and getting in front of people, because it will explode and pay off in the short future. And again, standing out. How are you going to stand out? What are you going to do differently? That's my smart car. And we were pulling around an Airstream trailer to really drive attention to our listings. And what sort of marketing stunts can you pull off? How are you going to stand out? What are you going to do differently than others? Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to think about it and be different, be special, be unique. Again, it's all about standing out. It's all about marketing stunts, all about promotional stunts. And if you don't know, go find someone that does. Marketing people love doing this, and they love thinking about stunts. They love thinking about ways to get in front of people. It's exciting, it's fun, and real estate, is a sales and marketing business. And the more marketing you can do, the better. Here's a really practical tip. Put A-frames up like it's your last listing. A lot of you guys, if you have listings, you may put up a few A-frames, but I'm going to tell you a story about how this agent in my area, her name is Gwen, she put up, I think, 20 A-frames in her neighborhood. And if you guys can message me, how many A-frames do you typically put up for each listing that you may have? How many signs do you have? So I'm going to ask people now, do you put up in your neighborhood? So I would love to hear from people. Get to take a poll. What you guys do for your marketing for your list. Two, Anna, you got to put up more. Who else? Six. Keep going. I want to hear more. I want to hear more, guys. All right. Keep on messaging. 10. That's great. All right. So like I was driving around in town and I saw this one sign and then I saw another one. And then I saw another one. And I said, wow, she's really got signs like everywhere in this neighborhood. And then so she had another one over here by the Whole Foods. And then she had another one at the exit over here. And then she had another one on the highway on-ramp. She had another one near the mall. And then she had another one way down the street on another side street. And at another one, like about 10 minutes away at a coffee shop that had nowhere near the listing. And then she put another one over here. And then I saw another one down here, and then another one, and another one. It was unreal. I went around and counted, and it was over 20 A-frames that she put on for this tiny little house. That, by the way, sold for over $2 million in, oh wait, 1388. And I don't know what it sold for eventually, but I think it probably sold for 1.5 or something like this, 1.5 million. And but she really is the epitome of what we used to do when I was an agent and broker. We would take one listing and make it look like we had 50 listings by putting up as many signs as we could carry and put up around the area. And why would you do this? Well, obviously, you want the exposure, but you have the time now, especially if you have less listings, put up more. There's no reason why you shouldn't be doing this. Sellers see it and they also appreciate your effort, and you will only multiply your business over time. So this is just an example of how you can increase your business. And you know, it's all about listings, right? So you really have to reach sellers. Farming works, right? Take your current farming budget that you have now and double it, quadruple it, whatever your farming budget is. How many? I would love to take a poll of everyone in the call here. How much do you farm on a budget basis, or number of cards do you send out, and how often? I would love to take a poll and see. Um, and how many homes do you reach? How many sellers? Zero. Okay. I think we should increase that, right? So keep it, but thank you for honesty. Who else? Who else? Keep on responding. I want to see everyone responding here. How much do you farm? Uh, and how often? And what's your budget for farming? Come on, guys, don't be shy. Starting for doing farm now. Great. 100 postcards. Great. Keep going. Twice a month in GeoFarm. You own the farm. And how many to people do you send to, Chris? You say twice a month in GeoFarm. Bi-monthly 400. Fantastic. 330. Great. Keep going. Who else? Who else? Great. And I would just challenge you, right, to increase that. Can you increase it? Can you increase 350 to 500 a month? Fantastic. Can you increase that? Right. And why do you only limit it to that? Is it because of the neighborhood that you're trying to limit, or is it budget? Um, I would say if it's a budget reason, figure out how to double it, quadruple it, right? Really look to stack and grow your listings. Farming works, right? It's the oldest trick in the book. But if you send to 400, figure out how to send to 800, right? And make it happen. I remember when I first started, that was our biggest challenge, like scared of spending the money on marketing. But farming, if this results in you increase your budget, you double your budget to 400, let's say 800, from 400 to 800, do you really think you're not going to get a listing from those extra 400 postcards over time? You will. And how much would that have cost you over a year, let's say? Nothing compared to the price of a listing. So really keep going and double it, triple it, quadruple it. You know what? We used to double it and quadruple it, and then I would work with my coach to get the courage to 10x it. I would multiply my farm of 100 to 1,000, and then I pushed it again, 1,000 to 8,000. And that's how I skyrocketed, right? By taking a really courageous look at kind of how I get listings and spending the money to go get them, right? I think it's a great time to really do this now. Guess why? Because if most agents are contracting because the market's slower, well, guess what? Those agents that are contracting are going to be spending less money. They're spending less money. They're cutting down their budget. They're cutting down their advertising budget, but it's the wrong thing to cut down on, right? If everyone's cutting down their advertising budget, you should increase it. So really, really try to find it in your inside of yourself to upgrade everything. So upgrade your farming budget. Okay. Yes, thank you. All right. So go to the extra mile. Now, a lot of people, here's another trick we used to use. When you farm, you get many, many returns because it's undeliverable. Well, we would take these and fix the addresses, take some time, and we would look and look for the right address. And sometimes these addresses are very simple errors, very simple. One typo, one number off. And then we took the time to do it. Why? Well, not only will they get a postcard, but guess what? The other agents who are not sending to who do not fix the address will not be reaching them. So you'll be the only one to reach them. So, fix this postcard address and be the only one that fixes it so that you can be the only one that reach that seller. Because if their address is broken or mistyped somewhere, it's mistyped for everyone because these addresses, you purchased, right? Or gotten from a farming program. So really take the time to fix these problems. A lot of people just get 20 return postcards and just throw them out. No, fix it, right? And you'll be the only one. Now, another thing, start making videos. This is a great YouTube channel from an agent, a top agent in San Francisco. We were on a panel together. And I recently went to her YouTube page and I was really shocked at all of the great videos that she made. Now, she spent all this time to differentiate herself. But, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not good at videos. I don't want to do this. Well, then you just let your competition do it, right? And then guess what's going to happen? You guessed it. They're going to get the business, and unfortunately not you. Now, you don't have to be the biggest YouTube influencer, but start making some videos that, this one's buying a home in San Francisco, before and after homes. So after staging, selling your home in San Francisco, and then San Francisco homes for sale. She's going and touring homes. Moving to San Francisco, everything you need to know. She starts doing videos on new condo developments, San Francisco neighborhoods, living in San Francisco. So pick a topic in your area, in your neighborhood. And this is why I tell you to focus, because you can't do videos for everything, but you can do it in your specialty, whatever your specialty is. And so if you look to own your specialty, and my specialty was one neighborhood that sold a lot of new developments. So I focused on new condo developments in one area. And so I was really focused. I could do everything I could to own that niche, whatever that niche is. But, I know a lot of people don't want to do video. It's yeah, it is hard. It is very hard. And that's exactly why you should do it, because other agents won't do it because it's too hard. But if you figure out how to do it and be the person that can make the videos, you will be surprised at the results. Now, videos are a long game, right? They're not going to result in a listing tomorrow, but they will in a year. They will in 2 years, just like farming does. And so, I'll tell you, putting things onto video, coming up with scripts and then doing a video really gets your juices flowing in terms of marketing ideas and then how you can reach buyers and sellers. It also, explaining something is the best way to internalize it and learn it and be good at it. So especially if there's a neighborhood, let's say, that you're not familiar with, or you don't have a stronghold of leads in, or you don't have a lot of listing experience in, and you're not familiar with it, this is a perfect time to do a video about it, because you have to come up with a script to describe that video. And what you'll do is you'll learn about that neighborhood as you're making the video. And then you produce that video, and then you put it online, and it'll be there forever. And then you'll be known as that specialist or that expert. So really take the time to make a great video or make a video. It doesn't have to be great. Make a video of whatever topic and niche you're focusing in. Because when you do that, you'll get creative, you'll think of new topics to talk about. And then once you get in a groove of making videos, it'll be easy and a great way to do marketing. So I really encourage you to do that. Other ways to do it, send letters directly to sellers, right? Do you work with buyers that are looking for properties now that they can't find anything? Yeah, we all are. Listings are short right now because sellers don't want to sell. So just send a letter to the seller directly. We've been doing this for years. And try to find, they're looking for a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house, 3-bath house in this neighborhood. Send a letter to everyone in the neighborhood that has a home like that. And there's a lot of robotic letter writers out there. This one, there's a lot of them. So just go sign up for one, pay for them to write a letter to you and blanket an area, or do it the old-fashioned way, like I used to do. Print out a letter, fold them, lick the stamp, put it on, and send them out. You're going to win. You're going to find listings, maybe not for your exact buyer, but you'll find a listing to sell this way. So send letters directly to them instead of a postcard. Okay. And reach out to your past clients now. Start staying in touch with them, giving them an update on the market. Don't ignore them, right? You ignore them, they're going to ignore you when they go to sell their property. So, figure out how to stay in touch with your buyers that are now homeowners, and really do that. And it's 10:40. I gotta get to this through this deck here. Upgrade your photos, right? Photos are everything. Take better pictures. Take a better headshot now. Take a better picture of your team. You really want to upgrade your marketing and your look. Sales, real estate's all about sales and marketing, as you know. Now, also, what you want to do is upgrade your presentations, your digital and physical presentations. You're going to win more if you do this, much more. And you want to make them gorgeous, visual, informative, on brand. You want to make them highly personalized. And guess what? Everyone needs to work on their presentations because they all need updating all the time. And that's where Highnote can help you. When we did this for Climb, and our brokerage and our team, our agents were more professional. We built trust faster, and we stood out and won. And especially when there's less leads in the marketplace, you need to close every lead. And the way you close a lead is not just by showing up and having a prettier smile and meeting and getting your scripts right. The way you win a lead is also sending a great presentation to them before meeting, digitally, and not just PDF, right? With a great Highnote presentation. It's a website interactive presentation, and you want to knock the socks off the buyer or the seller and really stand out compared to other agents. What we found was great presentations made good agents great, and great agents the best. And I am not a salesperson by training, but I learned. And I learned that having a great presentation covered up a lot of my shortcomings because I put it all into the presentation. It looked incredible, it was informative, and it stood out, and it was the best presentation on the market. That's what Highnote is, and that's what we do. So the other thing is upgrading your appointment closing method. Okay, this agent does a 2-step process where he breaks up his listing presentation into 2 steps, and he's won millions of high-end listings. He sold the island, the $25 million island in San Francisco. And what he does is before he meets a seller or buyer, he sends 2 presentations. Well, sends one before he meets them, and then he sends one after. And the pre-listing is hands down the best pre-listing presentation on the market in the country. This is the best pre-listing presentation I've ever seen. And guess what? It's a Highnote presentation too. And this is what it looks like. You send something like this to your sellers, your seller appointments, your seller leads, you're going to win more listings guaranteed if you send something like this. because the other agents are either not sending anything or they're sending some terrible PowerPoint or some terrible PDF that needs updating. And then after you're done meeting them, you should send a follow-up presentation. And the follow-up presentation is really to close them. And you don't want to just close them with an email. Close them with a fantastic closing presentation, like our follow-up presentations. And these templates are available with Highnote. We can help you build these as well. And here are some consequences of not having a good presentation. One, you lose listings and clients. You have a reduced client trust and confidence level, lower commission potential, reduced referral opportunities, limited differentiation in a competitive market, and poor client retention and repeat business. You see this presentation on the right. I'm sorry if this was anyone that you know, but this is the worst presentation I've ever seen. And you need to have something a little better than this. So, and you could do it, right? If you get the right tools, you get the right team to help you. You also going to have difficulty competing against tech savvy agents. And I know real estate agents, you're not tech savvy, right? 99% of you are not. You don't have time to be tech savvy. Tech takes time, but that's where Highnote comes to help. So, after selling my brokerage, I really realized that I loved helping agents and I wanted to get back to that. That's why I started Highnote. And what is Highnote? Well, it's a next generation real estate sales platform. It's digital, it's interactive, it's AI, and it's a totally new way to win appointments. No designs needed, just dragging and dropping. You build presentations in minutes. Beautiful, stands out, and it's 21st century. Online, dynamic, links to the web, videos, not just a static email and PDFs that you don't even know if they're reading. It's easy enough for an agent to use, easy enough for a brokerage to manage, and it's easy to personalize. The number one factor in closing a seller is having a personal presentation to them. Reader analytics. We also tell you what buyer leads and seller leads are reading so that before you show up at the meeting, you know what they're interested in and what they're not interested in. Crucial information to closing buyer and seller leads. And all right, so I hope this was motivation for you, right? But I want to give you more motivation. There is no second place, right? You cannot be second place in a listing or winning a buyer and get any compensation from that, right? You need to be the winner. And the only way you win is if you go for it and you put in your time. And your presentation is a reflection of yourself. Okay. If you have an average listing presentation, what does that say about you as an agent? Are you average? Well, you're telegraphing that if you send an average presentation in. So why don't you make it the best presentation? And you have no excuse to not make it a best presentation because that's easy to do. It takes just time, right? You can't increase the number of sales you have. You can't increase the number of how much expertise you have, but you can increase the level of your presentations. And that's how we became great agents despite not having as many sales as competitor A, B, or C. So how would you rate your presentation from 1 to 10? I would love hearing that. Since using Highnote, our presentation process and feedback has been incredible. Krista, message that to everyone. Please, that's great. Linwood, a 2. Yeah, that's why you're here. So we can help you with that. And look, your presentation, right? You absolutely need a great presentation today. Okay, there is no excuse, none. You need to have one, right? You're less leads. Now you have to sell buyers to sign an agreement. And then now everyone is keying on listings because no one wants to work with buyers. So now they want listings. So everyone's going to be gunning for listings, right? But you really need to make a digital one, right? Because buyers and seller leads are going to expect you to be tech savvy and ahead on tech. And you should put together a digital one. I don't mean just a PDF, right? You need to send the Highnote. And, again, having a great presentation is an easy way to win. It's the easiest thing you can do, right? Of all the things I talked about, the easiest thing to do is close the leads you have. And the easiest way to close leads is having a great presentation. It covers up and makes up for a lot of your shortcomings compared to other agents. And again, this is the appointment process. The lead finds you. You have an initial email or phone call. You have an in-person meeting. Then you have a follow-up and you close. Well, at these moments here, you can send something fantastic to wow them before and after the appointment. Many agents do not do this. And we built this process in San Francisco and in the probably one of the most competitive markets in the nation, because the agents earn so much. And so you have a lot of lawyers, you have a lot of business people, you have a lot of executives who are agents, and they're smart and they're hardworking and they're great salespeople and marketing people. So you need to bring your AA game to the marketplace. And this is where we fine-tuned our product, Highnote. Now, think about it also this way: break up your sales meeting into thirds, right? Don't just leave it all for an in-person appointment. Send something ahead of time, send something after, right? And that's the way you do it, is with a great presentation. So this, we're running out of time, but this is the personalized winning listing presentation system we have. And it's resulted in over 3 billion in sales. This is the listing perfect pre-listing presentation. We have a guide that we could send to you. We also have a great follow-up presentation. Oh, I showed you this already. But we have a guide that just details everything you should put in your sections. And I'll give you that at the end. We also have buyer presentation templates. And again, it's about building trust, explaining and showing your value, show your tech forward, stand out from other agents. And we have a pre and a follow-up as well. And when you have a lead, the door is open. So you got to give it your best shot. And some rapper said you have one shot, right? Eminem. And don't miss any opportunity. Go big or go home. And football is a game of inches, right? Whatever quote you want. Real estate is a game of inches. And don't leave anything to chance. Do not leave anything to chance. Don't sit there and get lazy and say, I don't need to send the presentation. I have this one in the bag. How many times have you lost one thinking you have had it in the bag? Exactly. So really follow up and make a great impression. Don't send one, send two. Why? Because your competition is probably not sending two, right? They're sending one or nothing at all. So you got to really upgrade everything in your process. And that includes your presentation. You have nothing to lose except thousands of dollars, right? I know it's hard to know what to build and what to do, but we have you covered. A lot of people don't understand how to send presentations. They think they have to build it, they have to make templates. No, that's why we created Highnote. But this is what an exhausted agent will send: a horrible looking email full of links and attachments. And this is what the sellers, buyers will say: oh my gosh, I can't read this. There's too much information. So the typical mistakes agents make are information's outdated, it's off-brand, you don't include your latest sales, you don't have the latest testimonials, too long, too hard to read, and other agents have better ones. So work on that, and that's what we're here for, right? Don't panic. Highnote has you covered. And we launched a few years ago, and Highnote is a game changer. It was reviewed. We got one of only 4 5-star reviews by Inman. We were most innovative real estate technology, or one of the finalists for, and then we were invested in by NAR for the 2023 class. Bottom line, it wins deals. You enhance your entire sales pitching process by collecting and delivering everything in a single, beautiful, and trackable link. You send it, buyers and sellers love it, and then you get notifications as to what they're reading, exactly how long as well. So I don't have time for a demo, but we have Chris on the call here who can, if you schedule a time with him, can give you a demo of the tool. We guarantee it's going to win. We have several packages here. You can buy a buyer presentation package, which includes a pre-buyer and a follow-up buyer appointment template that we set up for you. It's $9.98 for the templates set up for you, plus Highnote for a year, and we guarantee the results. And today we have a 20% off discount code. We'll email this to everyone. Today we'll bring the price down to under 800 for this package, and we guarantee you're going to win. You could also buy a listing presentation package as well. If you don't want buyers, but this is the done for you service. You have a one-to-one meeting, fast turnaround time, multiple template styles, and unlimited edits with our team. And again, we have a guarantee. We could also modify your PDFs for an extra fee. Let us know what you need done. We could help redo your PDFs. We could give you a quote on that as well. We also give you a full Highnote tutorial. And then if you want all four, what are all four? Well, the pre-buyer, the post-buyer, the pre-listing, and the follow-up listing. A lot of top agencies get all four because they need all four. And it's $13.95 for all four, which includes an annual subscription to Highnote. 20% off brings it down to $11.16. And again, we guarantee results. How much is a one listing for you? Think about it that way. Great testimonials, very happy with the service and support, and professional, creative, and responsive throughout the process. Pre-listing presentation received from Highnote was a game changer. It sets the right expectations, creates a memorable first impression. Highly recommended. And then we have many, many use cases. This agent won a $2 million listing lead from a Zillow lead using Highnote her first time. She beat 3 other agents out. She also could not meet them face to face. And then she won a second listing after that. Winning buyers, a lot of happy clients and users. And again, Highnote's a game changer. We have a guarantee as well. And if you use these presentations and use Highnote as described, and if it doesn't help you win more, we'll refund your money, and we'll give you 6 months for this money back guarantee to try and use this in the way we describe. And again, it's not just for listing presentations, client updates. A lot of agents use it for client updating, open house sign-ins, marketing or digital flyers for your properties, winning offers, recruiting, and closing docs of our annual real estate reviews. It's like getting 10 tools in one. And so you're not just getting a buyer and listing presentation, you're getting more. Get.highnote.io, or you can sign up today if you want to buy things. And you could also get started for cheaper. Sign up for a free trial on our website. You could also just get a monthly subscription to Highnote for $39 a month. You could and not do any of the templates. We give you the templates for free anyway. It's just a matter of you setting up the templates on your own. I am out of time here. We also have team and brokerage accounts as well. So reach out to Chris on the call. And here's your free gift. Scan this. Okay, I'm going to leave this up for a bit. And you're welcome, Krista. I really appreciate it. We have a guide, how to win listings before your listing appointment, how to make sure your listing appointment is successful, and how to seal the deal with sellers still on the fence with a great follow-up listing presentation. So scan that, download that, and it's a invaluable free guide. Our tool, the best way to describe our tool, it's a super listing presentation or a super buyer presentation, guaranteed to blow the competition out of the water and help you win more of and close more of the leads, the fewer leads you have today. And you need to take action. You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade everything about yourself, as an agent now while it's slow, so that in the spring and when the market does recover, you're going to be in a much better position than you are now. All right. Any questions? I am going to pause here. I will take questions if there's any. If not, please reach out to my colleague, Chris. And then did you send your booking link? Okay, good. Thank you, Chris. And stay tuned for more. We have monthly webinars, as I told you, and it's mostly around closing leads, closing sellers, closing buyers. Occasionally, we have guests to talk about things. But thank you for your time. Thank you, Lindsay. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. April, Cheryl, thank you so much. And remember, upgrade, do more, right? Do more. This is not a time to be scared. Really upgrade your marketing. This is the time to do it now. Thank you, Sylvia. Really appreciate it. Okay. And I'm going to end it if there are no more questions or no more comments. So thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Linwood. Really appreciate it. Oh, there's a Q&A here. Send me the recording. Yes, recording will be sent. Yes, we'll send the recording. Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. Talk later.